And welcome back. We're here for a little more Final Fantasy VII, and as they so famously say, time wasted is time lost, so why don't we get back to business. In the meantime, I did one very small, well, exactly what I'm doing right now. I decided to run this path just 2 or 3 times to pick up one more fight or two. In the end, we had 3 extra battles, and it just gave us a bit closer to a level up, but not quite a level up. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Let's carry on with part 3 of Final Fantasy VII. We're going to pull out now and we'll meet up at the hideout. Cloud, we're counting on you to blow up the reactor. Okay, so we've got Biggs heading back. I believe Jesse and Wedge have already headed back, so we're going to go and join up with Barrett. Sorry, we have Barrett and Tifa with us, and we're going to go into the reactor with them. Oh, that slide always did it for me. And this was a moment that I always liked, was just being back, and that symmetry we have, if you remember, with the very first episode. The symmetry we had when we first arrived in the Mako Reactor, and we were in a very, very similar structure. And now to come into it again, I love that they do that. Okay, we are suffering a little bit, some of our characters. We'll do a bit of damage first. We're going to use Cloud's magic. I believe the effect that you're seeing there, smog. You see the way everyone's gotten a bit darkened. That casts a form of darkness. So Barrett, as you saw there, just missed, which is a bit of a pain, because it means that Barrett and Tifa now are going to find it harder, as you see again, to make contact. But we have a solution. We did provide both of them, didn't we, with some form of magic. Perfect. Cloud not darkened yet, so Cloud can just attack. Excellent. We'd prefer not to use magic if we can to save magic points, MP at the bottom. But when necessary, we do as we must. Yeah, you just see this is so familiar, isn't it? And I had to come up here to fulfill that deep-seated issue once more and just run around that pillar like we did in the first episode. Now let's head on a bit more. We haven't taken a rest in between playing that last section, so our characters are slightly wounded, slightly damaged, but I think nothing too drastic to which we have to do a group heal yet. Oh, can we punish them with one big bolt attack on them all? Let's see. It's always a nice moment when this works out. Oh! Good lord. I have lost a little MP, haven't we, with Cloud? He's a bit lower than we might like him to be. So it might be worth perhaps really thinking of not using his magic in the next battles. We also don't like to limit ourselves. We always know that we can pick up more ethers, we can pick up more tents or whatever we might need to actually heal the mana, heal the magic, heal the MP. So you don't need to worry too much, but sometimes it is worth just thinking about it and being careful. We do have at the very bottom here a save point. And I think actually we will do a heal, and we'll use a tent just to show you that mechanic for the first time. It's a special item. It can only be used at save points, very familiar to the Final Fantasy series and to a lot of RPGs. We go into items. We go down to tent and you'll see restores max HP and MP, use at save point, and you can see every single character fully healed. And I think that's just a nice thing to do once in a while, just to make sure that we're all in good condition. Oops, not on save slot 1, we talked about that the other day, save slot 10. So I hope you're having a fabulous day. This is the second dungeon that we approach in Final Fantasy VII, and if you're wondering what to maybe put in the comments if you're watching this video, I'm wondering what's your favourite dungeon in the game. Now what do we have here? Papa? Sephiroth. Did Sephiroth do this to you? Sephiroth, Soldier, Mako Reactors, Shinra. I hate them all. Damn, man, get a hold of yourself. Are you alright? Tifa. No, forget it. Come on, let's hurry. I apologise for my voice being maybe a little smokier today. I've had a bit of a sore throat and had a long stream on Twitch as well, which probably has exacerbated that ever so slightly. Hopefully it'll warm up as the video goes on. Right, notice we're using Barrett to attack that enemy at the back there. Because he has a firearm for a weapon, he will do a little bit more damage to foes in the back than most of our other party members will. I'm debating whether to use his limit break. There's something to be said for using limit breaks as soon as you get them. Yeah, we'll save Barrett's. Something to be said because as you use them, you will gain more powerful limit breaks, but it does seem a shame to waste a limit break on that one single opponent just there. Barrett was glowing green, by the way, as he was poisoned, which will deal slow, long-term damage to the character. I was hoping to see Barrett to level 10 by the time we got here, but that's okay. This is very familiar, isn't it? We've just taken out Mako Reactor 1 in the first stream. This is Mako Reactor 5. So it's at the far end of the city of Midgar from where we initially started. And you might have noticed that we didn't get a timer this time. So we have a slightly different kind of explosive, no timer, so we can get out as leisurely and as easily as we enjoy. And we're not going to take the way out that we took to come in. Rather, we're going to head up and around via the main exit. And hopefully that'll run smoothly. Now it does feel like a real shame again to use Barrett's limit break for one enemy, but I would rather, pardon me, I would rather get him to use it so his limit break bar can start refilling again. You see it flashing there. Now it's empty. It can start refilling. You do want to use these limit breaks. You can save them, but it's a bit like items in Skyrim, like items in Final Fantasy. At some point, sooner rather than later, you're going to pick up more, you're going to get more chances to use this. So when you get them, have fun. Use them and watch Barrett do his big move, watch Tifa do a big move. And it'll allow you to pick up more advanced versions of these limit breaks as we get further into the game, which I always thought was a good mechanic. I don't like it in games when you get some kind of special ability that becomes very rare to use. I'm okay with you maybe holding a move that I can't use all the time, but I think it's really a shame when a game has something very cool like the limit breaks, and you don't get a chance to use them often, because I almost feel like I'm being punished for wanting to have fun, wanting to enjoy the game and use their wilder and more interesting attacks and weapons. So it's just something that I feel very fond of, is the way that we can use Barrett's big shot, or we can use Cloud's braver, and then a matter of minutes later, really, just a few fights later, I'm so sorry, we have to go up the ladder and go around, and just a few fights later, we'll have another one again. To me, that's always been a pillar of good game design, is encourage your players to go and play with the unusual and fun systems you've created. Switch on. Slightly different facility than we saw earlier, or a slightly different angle. Remember all these locked doors that we've encountered? And this is a very famous mini-game. Mini-game might overstate it. Jesse said we all have to push the button at once. Oh, too late. No good. Let's try again. Oh, too soon. No good. Let's try again. Oh, I thought I had that one. No good. Let's try again. That looks good. Whew. The subject of many hours of frustration for young me, along with a certain area later we have to jump onto a pipe in Midgar. Oh, we've been back attacked. Now, I did mention earlier there's a little trick here, but I forgot something. You see the way our party's turned around? If you run right now, they'll all turn around. So I can show you still with Barrett, who hasn't turned around yet. You turn around as you get attacked, you see? Barrett turns when I try to flee, just like this. Now, I thought for the longest time that this was a trick that stopped you being back attacked, and it turns out it isn't. Being back attacked in Final Fantasy VII actually doesn't cause your characters to take any more damage than they would normally take from a normal attack. Which blows my mind. I didn't know that was the case. All it does is mess up where your characters are. So your characters in a battle are in one of two positions, front row or the back row. Right now, all of our characters are typically in the front row, which means they deal more damage and take more damage. However, if you're back attacked, that gets flipped around, which is what just happened. Just show you quickly in the menu. So you see the order here right now. See all the portraits are in line. If I move Barrett, that means he's in the back row. He'll now be standing slightly behind Cloud and Tifa, where he really should be. I was saving it until this moment to show you, where he really should be because he has a long-range weapon. And normally if you're in the front row, you do more damage, and you take more damage. In the back row, you do less damage, but take less damage. Barret in the back row with a machine gun will do the same amount of damage he normally does, but also take less. It's a very advantageous place for someone like Barret to be, and there are ways that you can do this with other characters too, which we'll get into as we get further into the game. Can you interact with that? No. Okay, now we're just getting to the exit. Finally freed. Look down at Midgar below us. That's the slums that you can see down there. That's where we were in the bar. This way. Shinra soldiers? The hell's going on? Trap. President Shinra? Why is the president here? So you all must be... What was it? Avalanche, and don't you forget it. So you're President Shinra, huh? Long time no see, sir. Long time no see? Oh, you. You're the one who quit Soldier and joined Avalanche. I knew you'd been exposed to Mako from the look in your eyes. Tell me, traitor, what was your name? Cloud. Forgive me for asking, but I can't be expected to remember everyone's name. Unless you become another Sephiroth. Ah, Sephiroth. He was brilliant. Perhaps too brilliant. Sephiroth. Don't give a damn about none of that. This place is going up with a big bang soon. It serves you all right. Such a waste of good fireworks. Just to get rid of vermin like you. Vermin? That's all you can say? Vermin? Shinra are the vermin for killing the planet. I guess that'd make you King Vermin. So shut up, jackass. You are beginning to bore me. I'm a very busy man, so if you'll excuse me, I have a dinner I must attend. Dinner? Don't give me that. I haven't even started with you yet. But I've made arrangements for a playmate for you all. What's that noise? The hell is that? Meet Airbuster, a techno soldier. Our weapon development department created him. And I'm sure the data he'll extract from your dead bodies will be of great use to us in future experiments. Techno soldier. Now then, if you'll excuse me... Wait, President! Yo, Cloud, we gotta do something about him. Help, Cloud! Notice they've set this combat up with us on either side. This is from Soldier? No way. Just a machine. I don't care what it is, I'm gonna bust him up. One of those famous bits of music from the whole game, the classic Final Fantasy boss fight. Now, just one thing to be aware of, we're on either side of the enemy. Enemies do take damage depending on which side you attack them from, so we're going to try and hit this side with Barret. And this side with Tifa before he can turn around. You see how much we did? 214. Oh, but he's turned. Never mind. Tifa will now hit his front, but Cloud gets a free shot at the back. Look at that, 209. I believe magic isn't affected by that. We'll give it a test. But I believe magic isn't affected, so where Cloud did 209 then, I believe if we'd have used magic, he would have done much closer to his standard damage. Let's give it a try. Next one with Cloud, we'll use that. Special attack, that's not good. Oh, we haven't seen anything doing that damage until this point, and we also haven't seen a Tifa limit break. We're going to try and plot this. If we use Bolt, will he turn around? Time for Tifa. You roll the slots for Tifa's limit break. You just saw there, we rolled them and got 2 years and a hit. Let's see what Tifa does. So every character's limit break has a different mechanic. Not always truly special, but always different. Look at that big damage. He can no longer turn around, so Barret's going to get consistent damage to his rear, pardon the expression. But it does mean that Cloud, who's just hit his own limit break, is no longer going to be able to attack the back, which would have made a huge damage. So we'll do it to the front. Barrett's going to take quite a lot of damage there. Oh no, it was the small attack. We're okay. The only one I'm concerned about is Cloud getting hit by Big Bomber. It won't kill him, but it will bring his health low. Oh, hello. Yes! Perfect, we did it. Just gonna take a second to enjoy that music for a few moments more. It's got that interesting rhythm, hasn't it? It's got the It's very, very forward propelling. It feels as though when you're in a fight that you're really being driven through this battle. It reminds me a lot of bands like Iron Maiden, who have the galloping effect to their music. It reminds me a lot of this. It's not the same, but a very similar emotional feel. A lot of XP, Cloud gets a level up, and we get Titan Bangle. That's an upgrade. Perfect. Oh, good lord. It's gonna blow. Let's go, Tifa. Barrett, can't you do something? Not a damn thing. Cloud, please don't die. You can't die. Still so much I want to tell you. I know, Tifa. You're gonna be alright. I don't know if I can hold on. Can't hold on much longer. Barrett, hurry. Don't go crying like a woman. Oh, goodness, I forgot. There ain't nothing I can do for you. You gotta do it on your own. Barrett. Okay, hold on. I remember watching this for the first time and being blown away by these visuals. 1997 was a very different time. That was outstanding. Are you alright? Can you hear me? Yeah. Back then I only got scraped knees. What do you mean by back then? What about now? Can you get up? What do you mean by back then? What about now? Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself now. I'll try. No, it moved. Take it slow now. Little by little. Hello? Hello? Hey. Who are you? Hello? Maybe the defining theme of this game? Or a version of it? Are you okay? This is a church in the Sector 5 slums. You just fell from above. Really gave me a scare. I came crashing down. The roof and the flower bed must have broken your fall. You are lucky. The flower bed? Is this yours? I'm sorry about that. That's alright. The flowers here are quite resilient, because this is a sacred place. They say grass and flowers won't grow in Midgar, but for some reason they have no trouble blooming here. I love it here. Always just thought the architecture that you see in this place is so unusual for the game so far, because we've pretty much been in the Mako Reactors, which are very, very solid looking structures made out of steel. We've then gone to the wooden, more shanty town. There's some definitely metal in there, but there's a lot more wood and a lot more ramshackle parts of the Sector 7 slums. And now we're in Sector 5 slums, and we find a beautiful example of a church with stained glass windows, and these long wooden floors, and the pews, and the grand doors. And what a way to introduce a character, and look how they've done that with every character. We've met Barrett in the reactor, we've met Tifa in the bar, and we've met Aerith now here in the church. All so visibly different, and every single person telling us something about themselves by where we meet them. Barrett linked with the Mako Reactors via their plot, Tifa linked to the bar by her ownership of it and her attachment to that area, and now we meet this character in the church, mainly in the flowers. We meet again. Don't you remember me? Yeah, we remember. You were selling flowers. I'm so happy. You didn't buy any from me, though. Well, that's okay. Do you have any materia? Yeah, some. Nowadays you can find materia anywhere. Oh, mine's special. It's good for absolutely nothing. Good for nothing? Oh, you just don't know how to use it. No, I do. It just doesn't do anything. I feel safe just having it. It was my mother's. Say, I feel like talking. Do you feel up to it? After all, here we are meeting again. I normally say I don't mind, but I feel a Cloud answer is more, got nothing to talk about. Oh, I see. Oh, I wonder whose fault that is. It's not easy to grow them, you know. Poor flowers. I should love that he smashed through and landed on them. Just a little longer. Oh! Now that you mention it. We don't know each other's names, do we? My name is... And there we are, one of the most famous characters in all of video gaming. A legendary character. Referred to by the name typically Aerith, A-E-R-I-T-H. However, I'm going to leave this as Aeris, just because it's the way that I played this game first when I was a kid. And I still call Aerith Aeris when I played this game typically. Oh, you'll find me jumping between the two a little bit. But typically I think of her as Aeris in this. And then when it comes to things like Advent Children, the remake Rebirth, I think of her as Aerith. There's no real distinction there, nothing more than a mistranslation, or a I'm not entirely sure what the word would be for it's just a wrong phonetic change. But we're going to leave it as Aeris, because that's just what feels right for me. I'm Aeris, the flower girl. Nice to meet you. Name's Cloud. I do a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades. Yeah, I do whatever's needed. So funny. What are you laughing at? Sorry, I just... What do we have here? Cloud. Don't let it get to you. Don't mind me. Say, Cloud, have you ever been a bodyguard? You can do anything, right? Yeah, that's right. Then get me out of here. Take me home. Okay, but it'll cost you. Okay then, let's see. How about if I go out with you once? You see the way he just runs away that... What? You can see his awkwardness. I don't know who you are, but... You don't know me. I know you. Oh yeah, I know you. That uniform. Haha, the music, right? Hey sis, this one's a little weird. Shut up, Shinra spy. Reno, you want him taken out? Haven't decided yet. Don't fight here, you'll ruin the flowers. Or sprint for the back door. It just always amuses me. There's so much little character with what they do. Everything that they use to tell their stories really feels just so well crafted and so well constructed. I adore it so much. They were Mako eyes. Yeah, alright, come on, get to work. Oh. Don't step on the flowers. Isn't that so good? You stepped on them yourself, they're ruined. You're gonna catch holy hell. Alright, let's get out of here. Our first moments with Aerith in the team. Aeris, silly me, just a few seconds in I said I wouldn't say that. Let's see what she has. Just attack. She's got items too, but I don't think we need to use any. We'll just have her attack for now. Or not even any need. I believe she's by default placed in the back row because she's probably the character you would most associate with actually being a wizard or a mage in these games. So she defaults to the back row if I remember correctly. Now let's see where the game takes us. There they are, over there. Cloud, that one. I know, it looks like they are going to let us go. What should we do? Well, we can't let them catch us, can we? There's only one thing left to do. Aeris, this way. Alright, I'll hold them off. Right, make sure they don't get through. The Ancient's getting away. Attack! Ah! Aeris! You think we killed him? They never should have fought us. Cloud, help! Damn. What's that? Aeris, hold on a minute. See above us, we've got some barrels, and I always get this minigame wrong. We're going to try and save Aeris on that lower floor by attacking from above with these barrels. And every single time I play, I think I remember which ones we're supposed to use, and I get it wrong every single time. So let's see if we get this one right. I believe we need to go to that far left-hand side first. It's nice to get a bit of XP for Cloud on his own. We would, of course, prefer to get it with Aerith as well, but such is life. I believe it's this one. Here's a barrel, if I can just push it over. Yes! Yeah! Thanks, Cloud. Now, which is the next one? Okay, we're going to tell her to hold on a minute no matter what. I think it's this top left. Ah! Cloud, help! Hold on a minute. I think it's this one, but I could be wrong. If I can just push it over. Whew, looks good. Thanks, Cloud. Goodness, this is the best I've done in this game pretty much ever. I'm typically dire at this. But to actually get something right, my goodness, this feels very strange. Cloud, help! Ah, goodness. It's gotta be this top one, right? Give me a second, I think it's gotta drop down there. Hold on a minute. This one, surely. I can just push it over. The other one doesn't make sense. Yes! So the angle for the other one is miles off. Thanks, Cloud. 3 Shinra soldiers taken down. See if that's going to be enough. Okay, we got one more fight just while we wait for Aerith to come and catch us. I forgot you could actually have random battles in this part. That's quite nice. But it's a bit odd to think that you do have these creatures just hanging around in the roof of the church. This small little sanctuary, especially with the flowers in the other room. Simultaneously, it's kind of cute because, of course, this is the slums. It's even the normalities of life, the standard everyday that people would expect to be able to live, just their quotidian. It's not how it's supposed to be. Everyone's dirt poor, struggling, trying to get by. And that camera angle, look at that. Aeris, this way. My goodness, doing so much with what they had available. One of the very few times in my life I've actually found that ramp correctly the first time. And here we are, looking surprisingly gigantic on a surprisingly small Lego church. Ha, they're looking for me again. You mean it's not the first time they've been after you? No. They're the Turks. The Turks are a Shinra organization. They scan for possible candidates for soldier. This violently? I thought they were kidnapping someone. Well, they're also involved in a lot of other dirty stuff on the side. Spying, murder, you know. Aerith, they look like it. Sorry, I read her name for some reason. But why are they after you? There must be a reason, right? No, not really. I think they believe I have what it takes to be a soldier. Maybe you do. You want to join? I don't know. But I know I don't want to get caught by those people. Then let's go. Gosh, that music. A song I've heard so many times over the years. Wow. And that view of the central plate pillar there. Wait, I said. Again, just that personality. Little slower, a little tired. Still pushing on. Oh, slow down. Don't leave me. Funny. Thought you were cut out to be in Soldier. Oh, you're terrible. Hey, Cloud. Were you ever in Soldier? I used to be. How'd you guess? Your eyes. They have a strange glow. Well, that's the sign of those who've been infused with Mako. A mark of Soldier. How did you know about that? Oh, nothing. Nothing. Right. Nothing. Come on, let's go, bodyguard. She always has a sense of humor. It's one thing you'll often find is in a lot of media Final Fantasy VII until fairly recently, we show Aerith as being Aerith as being very, very serious and a bit dry. I don't find her that way at all. I think she's got a sense of humor. She's fun to be around. And that's a nice little introduction there to her. Oof, finally made it off. Now what? My house is over here. Hurry before they come. Alright, let's see. But for now, I'm afraid to say that's where we're going to draw this episode of our Final Fantasy VII Let's Play to a conclusion. We'll be carrying on immediately from this point tomorrow, so thank you very much for having been here. It's been an absolute pleasure. As usual, I will wish you nothing but the best for your morning, afternoon, your evening, or your night, depending on what the case may be. And if you're catching us on the playlist, I'll be back with you in just a few seconds. But otherwise, all the best, and we'll speak to you sometime. It'll never quite be soon enough for our liking. Be good. See you again.